Hi everyone. I, I was going to say I wasn't planning a video today, but I actually did a video today. It was a SCTV, the TV show. No, it was Saturday Night Live. That's with Martin Short, and it was their skit on synchronized swimming. So I uploaded it to this channel, and it was blocked worldwide. So all that work for nothing. So I thought I would just tell you about my favorite albums of 2023. And there's not many because, there's not a lot of new albums that I bought in 2023. I've got so much older, music from the 60s, 70s, 80s to still, check out. And I've become a big fan in the past year of Ween and The Residents, Nectar, and Paul Weller, just over a year ago with him. And, always discovering older bands and older solo artists that another one is that, that you've never really taken the time to listen to. The other one is Richard Thompson. I really like him too. So I've got one, two, three, four albums. And I also wanted to mention again that I'm doing a live chat today, Christmas Day, and Merry Christmas, by the way. I'm doing a live chat on my Canadian Studmuffin channel at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So first I'll say that for 2023, probably the biggest highlight for me, or one of the biggest, was the Beatles' Red and Blue albums being remixed. I know, some people complained about some of the remixes, like I Am the Walrus, but I'm happy with them. As for next year, I think every year us McCartney and Wings fans are waiting and waiting and waiting for London Town to be in the part of the archive series, a box set of this remastered, and the other one is Back to the Egg. Hopefully next year, and both are finally released. For years and years and years, I waited for the remastered version of London Town, and so I never had London Town in my CD collection. And then I finally just got so frustrated, I bought this 1993. Yeah, the last time it was released. And it does sound very good, but, I'm looking forward to the remastered version. Hopefully it sounds even better, or remixed, possibly. And yeah, Back to the Egg. I don't even think I have Back to the Egg on CD because once again, I'm waiting for the archive edition of it. And before I get into my big top 4 albums of the year, I would say the one album in the last year, I mean, there's so many that that I've heard. No, actually, I haven't heard this one in the past, but I've heard this band's music off and on throughout the years, and I've always liked them. But this year, I really, really became a fan. And I think the Nectar album, Down to Earth, maybe it's not their best, because Remember the Future is excellent, and Recycled and a couple of others. But I've played this album more than any other Nectar album, Down to Earth. It's a cross between progressive rock and just great catchy pop music. So I highly recommend it. In our album exchange series on my Canadian Studmuffin channel, Chris had this album and he really liked it. I think he gave it a 8 out of 10. He liked it on the very first listen. Okay, so 4 new albums. I don't think I think that's it for new albums that I bought in the past year. Number 4, which I really, really, really like, is the Rolling Stones' Hackney Diamonds. And probably my favorite song is Sweet Sounds of Heaven with Lady Gaga. But all of the songs, I really, really love all of the songs. I would give this, now that I've heard it a few times, I would give it an 8.5 out of 10. Number 3, I just recently heard in our album exchange. And Glenn Kellaway had this album, and on the very first listen, I liked it. I wouldn't say I loved it, but I at least really liked it. And then on further listens, it just got better and better, and I'm definitely a fan of Corinne Bailey Rae, and the album is called Black Rainbows. So it's number 3 at the moment. It's a mixture of experimental jazz, rock, soul, rhythm and blues, and her voice. I just love her voice too. But just a great variety of, I guess, genres on this. There's even some kind of punk rockish moments on it. And what's kind of weird is I ordered this on Amazon a few days ago, and for some reason they sent me three copies. I only paid for one, but I'm not going to complain. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I might do some kind of giveaway contest on my main channel or whatever. So number 2, and I just also recently bought this, but I'd heard it in one of my CD exchanges with Glenn Kellaway once again. Number 2 is Paul Simon, 7 Psalms. It's just basically one really long song. It's about 33 minutes long, but as you can see, it's in sections. So there's 7 songs. And I don't know, there's just something magical about this album. I'm not really religious, but I am spiritual, and so this album always kind of gets to me in a good way, not a bad way. And as I've mentioned recently, Paul Simon has got to be one of the greatest songwriters of all time. Number 1. This might surprise some people, but it's Sparks. The Girl is Crying in Her Latte. And I was very impressed, Norman Maslov. He did his, I think, top 40 albums of the year. And this album, I think it was either number 4 or number 7 on his list. And, as much as I've loved their last few albums, and, A Steady Drip, 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 Hippopotamus, going back years and years to other albums. This one, I've definitely played probably 2 or 3 more times than the other albums already. And it's one of those albums, you play it the first time and it's like, okay, it's okay. It's all right. And then the second time it's like, oh, yeah, that song's catchy. That song's catchy. And then by the third or fourth, it's like, it's just brilliant. I think it's truly one of their best albums. It would be in the top 5 Sparks albums of all time. So I highly recommend it, that you check it out. But, if you do, give it a chance. Don't just give up on it after one listen. And that is it. Merry Christmas, and hope to see you, if this is December 25th, 2023. I hope to see you at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on my Canadian Studmuffin channel. Bye.